right. Welcome to the West Coast Sports Junkies, episode 34. It's November. It's Movember month. For those of you that are participating in Movember, it's a good cause, great cause. Ty was supposed to be doing it, but he chickened out last second as usual. So, Mike, you growing a mustache?
You know what? I am going to do it, man, because my dad actually has prostate cancer. And just so you know, you're supposed to start from scratch, Go. You got to shave that thing
That's
off.
what I said. You can't just start fucking with that thing on your face already. You're going to sit there and
say that I get no facial hair, this and that, but you've had that thing for 10 years. Come on.
That's what I tried to tell him in the group, and he's like, no. You don't have to start from, you got to start from scratch. That's the whole point.
No, you don't.
Yeah, you do.
So I'm going to let this beauty, I'm going to make it even, it's just going to get huge. And it's going to be a push broom mustache. And yeah, I don't sit around here with a beard all year long so I can go and shave it off. Nope. Not me. Not I. Well, we shall see. Ty, looks like you're getting going there for, you should maybe carve out a mustache.
No, if we do it, I'm starting from scratch.
I'm doing it.
I'll give you a head start.
My man. Okay, let's go. I just started. I just shaved, so.
Well, like 3 weeks ago, or?
Yeah.
All right, we got lots to talk about tonight. Canucks won a home game. That's a big topic in Vancouver tonight, and Seahawks also won. Wow. What is going
on, eh?
What is happening here? Gino,
Jesus.
It's a good week.
Yeah, it's a good week. And then only if Ty's Kraken won. I think they did. I'm not sure. The Braves won. Jesus. It's kind of hope for the Astros to win, but oh well. Doesn't matter.
I think you owe a shot, buddy.
No, I never did any shots. I never asked for shots. I never had a shot back.
I think you're the only one outside of Houston that were cheering for the Astros too, by the way.
Well, it is what it is. I wanted them to win. They didn't win. It's all good. And so episode 34, boys. I know I wasn't here for the last episode because your guys' scheduling is a little out of control, but nonetheless, I'm here now. No dirty time. The dirtiest thing on this program tonight is going to be my mustache. So no dirty time, dirty stash time. All right, Ty, what are we drinking?
Well, it's a little late tonight. I wasn't actually even going to have a drink, but since we're recording, I had to have a beverage of some sort. So I'm having it's a Crown Royal whiskey and cola mixed drink. These are really good. I don't know if you guys have tried them, but they were my go-to on the golf course this summer when you wanted to switch it up from just drinking beer. But yeah, this was cold and in the fridge, so I grabbed it for the episode. What are you guys drinking?
Nice, man. Yeah, I'm just going with the classic Budweiser tonight from my boy Eric Hasselman, Sun Devil, who busted his leg. This is his drink, so I'm going with the Budweiser.
Solid.
What do you got there?
Solid choice there. I'm going with the Tuborg. Oh man, Tuborg Green. Tuborg Green. Oh yeah, the drink of my wedding. Very good beer. Very good.
So Mike, how's Eric doing? It's terrible what happened to him there at your hockey game.
Yeah, he's doing actually really good. He's had he busted his leg about a week ago. Took him over a week to get the surgery done. He had that done on Sunday night. And no, he had it done yesterday. Yesterday was Monday, correct? Yeah, he had it done on Monday night. And then tonight he was at our hockey game on crutches.
Oh, wow.
He wasn't having any beers or anything like that because he's probably hopped up on some meds, but he's tough as nails, that guy. The day after he broke his leg, the Spitting Chicklets podcast had a photo of his leg, busted leg. And so I was talking to Eric today. He gives us the rights to post his leg up there and everything, and hopefully we can get him on to talk about it. But yeah, man, it's one of those injuries. It's brutal. Him and I both had similar situations.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But he's tougher than I am. The day after, he was at work. I was not. It took me 2 weeks to get back to work. So
same ring too, right?
Yeah, same ranks. We've been on the same team. We're both assistant captains. This injury's crazy.
That's brutal, but good to hear that everything went well, and hope he recovers quickly here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so I watched the video on that break. That was pretty gross, I gotta say. And then the way it looked after, oof.
That's
the picture
1 foot
that went
going the
viral
wrong
there,
way,
right? On
Yeah.
the Spit and Chicklets that they retweeted on Twitter, right, Mike? Yeah.
Yeah.
What they call him, the beer league legend, right?
Something like that. I saw
something like
a hashtag
that,
on there. Yeah.
Yeah, that was
crazy.
It was awful. That was awful. Oh, it turned my stomach. I showed my kids. They were like, "Oh, yeah." So tough one. Tough
We
one.
were lucky because so when he broke his leg, and I was the first one to him, and he told me, "I broke my leg," and I looked, and I was like, "Holy shit!" Right? I was about to freak out because his leg was facing the wrong way. His foot was. But luckily, we had our buddy Rich, who plays on our team, who just spares every once in a while, and he's a firefighter. So he totally took control of the whole situation. And if it wasn't for him, it would have been chaos. But Rich really got to give a shout out to him, man, for doing what he did there and helped out Eric. Big E.
The big ouch. So no, that was I still can't get that image out of my head.
Yeah, that was a gruesome image. Tough to look at.
Tough to look at. Yeah, tough one. But what wasn't tough to look at was the first period was, but tonight's game.
Second period wasn't great either, actually.
No, second period wasn't great either. Demko, man, wow! Did you see all those saves? It was like old school.
Without his blocker?
Yeah, without his blocker, he's jumping around. He looks like me in net, like when I used to play. Remember when I used to be in net there? Shoot, fucking.
You look like no NHL goalie.
Oh, come on. Anyways,
that was obviously huge because the Canucks needed that win badly after how they started this homestand. Fans were getting frustrated. Whatever Travis Green did there and said in the second intermission seemed to work because what a third period.
Yeah, I'm gonna lose my job, boys. You guys have to win this one for me.
How about
that's what he was saying.
How about Connor Garland, man? He has pretty much put the team on his back. He's been the best player, I think, this season, by a long. How about you? Do you think you agree, or you think Demko is up there? Who would be the Canucks' early season best player MVP right now?
I think it's in between Horvat and Garland, really.
Really?
Horvat was scoring goals, he was scoring a few goals. But yeah, Garland definitely. Hey, man, that was the OEL trade. They call it the OEL trade. I don't know. You just call it the Garland trade now. It was a lot better.
Well, to be honest, I was more excited about Garland I didn't know a ton about him, but from everything I'd read and heard about him, I was more excited to see what he had to offer because we kind of knew what OEL would bring or what he could bring, right? But Garland, man, he has been super impressive.
What did that guy saying that, Ty, because he looks like you, okay?
Well, what did the guy call? The guy called.
You got a nice beard?
No, it was this little midget guy. Remember? Well, Ty, I mean, I think he's a good player. I think that was a pretty good move. We'll see what happens, but
what happened in this game tonight? Because I recorded it, and now you guys are kind of ruining it for me. So let's just spill the beans. What happened?
Garland was the setup master. That's what happened.
You got a couple apples.
A
couple big apples in the third period. We were down 2-0 heading into the third, tied it up. Demko had this crazy sequence. He played it unreal overall, but you'll see what we mean when you watch the game. He lost his blocker. He was diving around, some crazy kick saves. You just got to see it. After the game, he said that was the loudest he'd ever heard Rogers Arena. A couple other players said that as well during that sequence. The place was going bananas.
Yeah, I heard some people said it definitely felt like playoff vibes in there for sure.
Yeah, you got a standing O. It was really good. Good sequence. They got down 2 goals, 2 power play goals too. I mean, I'm pretty sure New York was coming into the game at 83% or something like that on their power play. That's pretty good.
They look really good on. Well, they scored a couple too, right? Yeah, on their power play tonight.
Yeah, they scored the 2 goals they scored were on the power play. They had a 5-on-3 that the Canucks killed off. I thought that was a little bit of a bullshit call on OEL, but hey, I think everybody in the arena,
especially at that
me.
stage of the game too.
Yeah,
give them a 5-on-3 with 5 minutes left, but
because the Canucks had 6 power plays and the Rangers had 3, the refs always trying to even it up and bullshit calls. So anyways, got it into Demko got us into overtime, and and then 3-on-3, so exciting. I love that 3-on-3. Miller came in, your boy Miller Mike came in on a breakaway. Deked out that goalie too. Wow, that New York goalie, pretty good guy. Pretty good.
He was drafted in the same year as Demko too. Hey, not far after him, which I didn't know until I saw the thing tonight. Yeah,
he's pretty good. Anyways, Miller comes in, dekes him out. He makes the save, and the puck kind of goes behind the net, and then Miller comes around the net, swings around backhand into the net, and that's the game. It was a good game all around. Very exciting.
It was a good game, and it was much needed. It was a much needed win for the Canucks.
How was Pettersson?
To be honest, he's not very noticeable, man. I think it's still an issue. Him and Besser, to me, I'm not living up to how they should play. Like we said last week, Mike. I don't know. We were kind of giving them the benefit of the doubt. Petey missing most of training camp and stuff like that. But you figure, he's got to start getting it going, because the Canucks 5-on-5 overall have not been generating much offense at all.
What do you think, Govik?
Well, yeah, Pettersson, his game's not there. It's just not there. I think he's getting, like, you're seeing a little bit of improvements every game. Besser, I wouldn't complain too much about him. He scored a few, he popped a few in here. Something about the 5-on-5. Yeah, I don't know. It's just not happening.
Seems out of sync. I don't know.
A couple steps behind, I would say. He did miss training camp, right? So that could have something to do with it. But since you mentioned 5-on-5, you reminded me, the Canucks they broke a streak, and it was the Connor McDavid multi-point game streak. He only got 1 point against the Canucks, and it was not 5-on-5. So that was a pretty good stat. when you hold Connor McDavid to only 1 point last game. And even in that game, even in the Oilers game, I thought Pettersson looked okay. Like, I thought he looked better than he did, the whole time this season. So I think it's coming. It's just, he's in a slump, and everybody knows how it is when you're in a slump, right? Whether it's sports, girls, whatever, it's the worst time of your life, right?
Speaking of McDavid, I was at the game. That's probably why they lost.
You're a curse. Yeah. And stop going to the games. See what happens? You don't go to the game tonight and they win. So stop.
Oh, it was a hard fought win. They actually look good in Edmonton. I just feel like they've needed a few bounces. They haven't got any bounces going their way. Even early in this game, they had a couple posts, crossbars. Like, I feel like once they start going in, the floodgates will open for some of these guys.
And that's funny, because that was the comment that Miller made at the end of the game. He said, hopefully the floodgates open now for the rest of the team. Yeah.
Nice. But yeah, just speaking of McDavid, like, seeing him in person, I think I've been to maybe one Oiler game to see him, but I was sitting up top. So it was like, whatever, lower bowl in the end, but still, man, seeing that guy in person, what a beast that guy is. So fast, so powerful. He looks like a man among boys out there. It was so dominant.
Yeah.
I know you've seen him play a few times in Edmonton too.
I sure have, yeah.
And just unbelievable, man. On another level. It was fun to watch.
And classy too. I know the last Sedin game. I went to the last ever Sedin game, not the last game in Vancouver, but the last ever Sedin game was in Edmonton. Very classy organization. They gave them the 3 stars, and it was like star number 1, Daniel and Henrik, star number 2, Daniel Henrik, star number 3, Daniel Henrik. McDavid was at the forefront there. A very classy guy. Just it's he's the full package, full meal deal for sure. I mean, you look at Austin Matthews and players like that, they don't even compare to McDavid. Crosby, not even close. So
whoa. You had to throw that in there, huh?
I had to throw that in there, but
naturally, of course.
Oh yeah, McDavid is unreal to watch live. Mike, you've seen him. You went to a game in Edmonton. You remember that?
Yeah, I did. You're absolutely right. He is unbelievable. He's just a step above everyone else, maybe 2 or 3 steps above. He's so fast and he's got such great puck control, So his speed, he's 2-3 strides down the ice. I mean, he's gone, he's just way faster than anyone else out there. And his stick handling is on another level. So for sure, he's right now currently the best player in the world. Absolutely, without a doubt, in my mind.
Yeah, and he's a pretty big guy too. He's not small.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah. So
one thing also I want to bring up about that game, Mike. I feel like someone that works for the Canucks might have listened to our last podcast. So, Govik, the last Canuck game Mike and I went to, which was also a loss.
The curse lives on.
We usually like to check out the auction items there. They have in the concourse area. We grab a beer, we go take a look, and we might make a few bids here and there. But anyways, the first game, there was no pens, it was no bidding, it was just a QR code. We were really annoyed about that. So we griped about it a little bit last week in the podcast. So then on Saturday night, when I went to the Oiler game, the pens and the auction sheets, it was all back just like it was before COVID.
Really?
Which I was
did you leave the arena with some merchandise, Tyler?
Man. So it's a good thing it was back, but it's a bad thing also.
Show us what you got.
It's still packaged up, but I gotta get it framed. So I won a Connor McDavid Erie Otters OHL Rookie of the Year jersey.
Govik, you're about to see the curse.
Oh no! And what did you donate for that, Ty?
You know what? We don't need to disclose.
It's an investment, Chris.
Those
it's an
sorts
investment
of things on here.
Oh come on! Give us a ballpark. Give us a ballpark. In between
0.
It was over $1,000.
What?
Yeah, man.
It was over $1,000.
Oh yeah.
You got way more patience than I do when it comes to spending money. I'll tell you that. So, $1,000?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Wow. That's not a lot.
Well, I mean, to us normal folk, yes.
For a Connor, I don't know. It depends.
But it is definitely a good investment. That thing
what you want to spend your money on. It's like buying a stock, but you have it on display in your house. You know what I mean?
What's the frame going to cost?
Item.
$300.
Depends what I want to do. It could be I could do it myself, which would I have this Crosby here in the background.
Mm-hmm.
That was $120, and it's a hanger in there already. Just throw it on there. But anyways, yeah, I was really excited about that. There might have been a few beers consumed for that purchase, but to each their own. Some people
that is
spend
right.
money
No,
on
you know
things,
what?
and that's I collect this stuff, so it's a great addition to my collection for sure.
That Gordie Howe jersey you see right there in my background.
Mm-hmm.
That was $1,000.
That's nice. I like the frame too.
And guess what? I wouldn't sell it for $1,000 today.
No.
I don't think I'd sell it for anything, really. I mean, it had to be a lot of money. I love that thing.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I have a signed Bure black skate jersey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a
really good chunk of change.
That was a gift. I also got the kids PlayStation 5.
Nice.
Thank you, Sonia, for staying on top of the trying to get them. So there you go. That's my $1,000. It was like $800, and then you bought a couple games, and there you go.
Cool.
Are you saving it for Christmas, or are you guys already?
No, it was their gift for their first.
Not now that it's on the podcast.
No, they got it. They got it today.
Nice.
Yeah, they got it
cool,
today.
Man.
Yeah, I'm gonna be playing FIFA. Anyways, over to the NFL. So, yeah, Seahawks won. It was a great game too. I thought it was a great game. I don't know. I thought that they should have won the last game. I thought Gino kind of fucked it up there, but this game, yeah, it was a win. Break it down, Mike.
Well, yeah, you got it, man. It was a W. It was a W.
Much
But
needed W.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it was granted it was against the Jaguars, which is really expected that we should have won that game, and we did. And I feel like, Ty, you said that a couple of Canucks said listen to our podcast. I think that Pete Carroll and Geno Smith are listening to the podcast too, because we said you got to target DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett a minimum of 8 times a game. And what happens? They both go for over 100 yards, touchdowns. It's just, that's exactly what has to happen. Throw the ball up, let your best players be your best players and make a play. And, that's what happened. The defense looked good. Again, granted, yeah, it was the Jaguars, but it was a much needed win for sure. What do you think, Ty?
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree about, I think maybe they tuned in, and I think they might be listening to a little bit of Seahawk Twitter and social media as well, because they must have, because they that's what a lot of us have been calling for. Like, open up the playbook a little bit, like you said, get the ball to your best players.
No, not open up use your best players. Why are you running the ball?
Open up the playbook is opening it up to throw some deep passes and do different things.
Yeah, they're running
That's
the
what I mean
ball
by
like
that.
they have like Lynch in the backfield. They got like their second string running
Yeah,
back
the thing about the run too, though, the run is necessary to set up a lot of what we saw. Like, a lot of that is set up by play action. They load the box. They assume that Pete Carroll is going to run the ball a lot, and when we consistently do that, and it actually works, then it sets up some of these deep balls to Lockett and DK. But no, yeah, it was a huge win, because you're saying there's a chance when we get to the bye now. It just so happened that Russell Wilson posted on his Instagram account today a workout that he's doing, throwing the ball. He's throwing passes with his injured hand, where he just got that pin removed, and he's throwing some spirals. They look good. It gives us some hope, because the bye week is this week, so he's got 2 weeks to get ready for Green Bay, which will be a very tough game. It's in Green Bay. We have not won there since 99, I believe it is. But
is 99?
Since 99 in Green Bay, yeah.
Wow.
So what do you think, Ty? You think that Russell's back for that game, or what?
I think he is, or I'm hopeful he is. So obviously it's not a foregone conclusion, but like I say, there's an extra wild card spot this year. So the NFC, technically, we're only a game out of the playoffs right now, which is surprising considering how we've looked. We could get that 7 seed. I think the 7 seed is in play now. With this win, if we would have lost to the Jags, you write the season off, in my opinion, and then you don't rush Russ back. But that win gets us to 3-5. Obviously, Green Bay will be tough, and like I said, we haven't won there in a long time. But like they say, you're saying there's a chance.
Would you say that Geno Smith is like crossed or come across a corner there with
taking that next step?
Yeah, taking the next step with that victory.
No, unfortunately, I don't.
Just because it was the Jags?
Partially. I mean, he limited the turnovers. The team in general played a lot better, right? In all 3 phases. Like, special teams, obviously the D looked great. We didn't give up a touchdown till garbage time, right at the end of the game there. Mm-hmm. And he didn't turn the ball over. That's a big thing with him. The offensive line looked a little better. There were still some issues, as always, with our offensive line. It's always a work in progress. But I honestly don't think he turned a corner. It's great for his confidence moving forward. But do I have any confidence in the Seahawks going into Green Bay if he's at QB in 2 weeks? To be honest with you, I don't. So,
well, Geno's got
Russ comes back.
Geno's got a like NFL caliber arm. He's got a good throw. Like, he just, you could see these. I don't know.
He needs to trust his receivers more, I think.
Yeah, I think he does too. Yeah, but he does have a good throw. Like, he may make some throws that not every quarterback can make. I think he's a pretty good quarterback.
Yeah, for sure. He does have an NFL caliber arm. I agree, but it's just the situations, and it doesn't all come back to him. I'm not saying it's all on Geno. The offensive line has got to protect him better. It's not Russ back there who's going to make shit happen. You know, Russ, we're so used to Russ getting us out of all these bad situations and these third and longs and these tough situations where the O-line has just failed in pass blocking. I mean, Gino is not the guy to be able to do that, right? So I think the O-line has to be a lot better when Gino's in there because he can't create things and do things that Russ does.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you know what? A win is a win. We haven't been able to celebrate both of our teams winning recently during our podcast. So, you know, our last couple episodes, you can just tell by the titles, things aren't going so well, right? So,
one last thing about that game. What a beauty day. The weather was unreal. A nice day in Seattle. Just the scenery by itself, just a beautiful. I love when that. I like the rainy days too because it's so us, but I like those nice days as well.
Yeah, me too. But it did piss me off because we still were unable to get down there for that beautiful day down at Lumen Field. But we will be down there soon enough. November 8th, the borders are opening up for to travel by the land border. So yeah,
I gotta dust off. I gotta dust off my old Nexus card. Just the inches of dust on it. I haven't touched it in so long.
You gotta make sure it's not expired, huh?
Oh yeah, I better make sure, man. Oof.
Before we get out of the NFL here, there's some other pretty good games this weekend. One of the games that stood out for me was the Bucks and Brady being humbled down in New Orleans. You guys see any of that game or the highlights?
I saw he threw 4 touchdown passes.
Well, you would just look at the stats.
He also I didn't watch the game, but
he also had 3 turnovers. How is he humbled?
Yeah, 4 touchdown passes. Come on,
turned the ball over 3 times in the second half. 2 picks and a fumble.
Maybe
he did have 2 picks. Yeah,
2 picks, a lost fumble. Well, no, I'm just bringing it up because we just about beat New Orleans with Geno Smith last week. Tom Brady and that high-powered offense goes into New Orleans, and they lose Jameis Winston, and Trevor Siemian comes in for the last 3 quarters of the game, and he takes down Tom Brady. I was just shocked. I'm just saying it's a big upset this week, especially for seeding in the NFC. But the biggest upset of the weekend was the New York Jets knocking off the Cincinnati Bengals.
Mm-hmm.
Cost me my survivor, actually. That's why I bring it up.
The New York Giants almost knocked off the Kansas City Chiefs too, man, in the Monday Nighter.
For sure. And you know what?
That actually won me my fantasy, baby.
That actually 2 in a row for you, huh?
Whatever.
Wow.
And who do I play next week? That man.
You play me.
That man.
Yeah. Or we have the same record, Mike. It's not a good thing. But good luck to you this week, my friend.
I keep chirping to Rob because he's still only has 3 W's. He has only had for the last 4 weeks or whatever. I'm gonna catch you, buddy. I'm gonna catch you, or whatever. I'm gonna catch you, buddy. I'm gonna catch you.
So other NFL news. What happened in Vegas there, Ty?
Oh man, terrible, sad news out of Vegas. Henry Ruggs, second-year wide receiver for the Vegas Raiders. Apparently, he was arrested and charged with DUI causing death.
Causing homicide. Yeah.
Causing homicide in just outside of downtown Las Vegas in a suburban area at 3:40 in the morning. Apparently, he drove his Corvette into the back of a RAV4 at a high rate of speed and sadly killed the occupant of the RAV4. It was a crazy crash scene. The RAV4 caught on fire. Both cars were obviously mangled. Ruggs escaped without injury and his passenger or any serious injuries anyways. But yeah, man, just another sad case. Like 22-year-old drafted in the first round last year. Raiders are on a bye week. Like, I don't get it. What's with these guys drinking and driving, man? Like, all the money in the world, call an Uber or taxi, or like just ridiculous.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. And it's a story that we hear more often than we want to, obviously, but it's super sad. And yeah, I mean, obviously I wish, what could you say? I mean, I hope that he's okay, and then you're obviously thinking for the people that were injured and lost their lives and their friends and family, and your thoughts and prayers are with them. But yeah, it's a crazy situation.
Yeah, I'm gonna say forget about him. And like, he's an idiot. Sorry, but you're an NFL player. You got money. Take a fucking cab. Like, you killed someone. Like, you're not getting
just
out
in
of this
general,
one.
man. Like, not even the money part. Like, how often do you see something on the news or just drinking and driving? Don't do it. It's stupid, man. Just cab, Uber, get someone to pick you up, or stay where you are. Like, dumb, unnecessary, and too many times we see these sad results.
Yeah, this is in the 70s or the 80s or even the 90s. This is, we've learned from our mistakes over time, and drinking and driving is not something you should be doing.
Agreed, 100%.
So what about those Braves? I wasn't going for them, but Ty, they knocked off the Astros like we talked about earlier. Too bad.
Like I said, I think you're the only person outside of Houston that was cheering for the Astros. I mean, we've talked about it before, how they won that World Series. Big scandal. They had buzzers in to know what pitches were coming, all that stuff. We don't need to get into that. Everyone knows.
Let's go,
like
Stros.
We're just, I'm really happy that the Braves won. It's a good story too. They weren't a great team all year. I think in August they were barely over 500, and they went on a crazy run. They battled a lot of injuries and everything, but it's their second ever World Series, first since 95. And they did us all a favor, because I did not want to see those Astros celebrating a World Series title. So I was really happy about that. Another cool thing, which I didn't know, the manager of the manager of the Braves was playing against his son on Houston. Thought that was pretty crazy. They were interviewing them after the game. Father beat son in the World Series.
That's a win-win.
Yeah, no, for sure. But another good thing is, to be honest with you, I'm not the biggest baseball fan. I do love the World Series. It's obviously done for the year, and we can look forward to the Mariners and Blue Jays hopefully getting into the playoffs next year, because they both finished the season really strong this year, and I think there's only good things to come from them.
It's going to take them another whole season to finish strong again. You'll see. So
we'll see.
All right, it's time for the UFC update. Mr. Mike, what do we got?
Yeah, man. So last week was a UFC numbered event. It was not a pay-per-view event. It was on TV. It was UFC 267. And so we broke that down for you guys last week. And we actually did pretty well on our picks, I'd say, Ty. With the picks that we made last week, I went 5 for 6. 6 was it? I went 5. I got 5 right, 1 wrong.
There was only one big upset.
Yeah, I don't think anyone picked Glover Teixeira to win the.
I think the only thing we said was he's got a puncher's chance. Like, it's a fight; they still have to fight. But anyways, we'll get into that when we get to that fight. But go ahead. That was the only big upset, I would say.
It was
on
the
main
upset.
card.
I actually went. So in the when we were talking here, I thought that Volkov would win the fight, and he did win the fight. But I actually put money on Tybura to win the fight, because I thought that it was a point flip, and I thought I was getting good value on my money, and I actually lost it. So I'll say that I went 4 for 6, and I think you went 5 for 6.
I did take I did take Volkov, but I picked him to finish it within the inside the fight. So technically I lost that one. Mm-hmm. So we were both the same. But you know what? That's not a bad record at all.
Yeah, and the fights that we actually picked were, the guys that we said fight like Khabib, that are going to take you down.
Oh man,
they're going to ground and pound you. I mean, that's just exactly how it went down. And how good are some of those fighters? Like I said, these guys
first round submissions too. for those two guys.
These guys are up and coming stars. We're going to see them in the mix. We're going to see them in the championship or title bouts coming up within the year. I'm telling you, we're going to see these guys. I heard Chimiev or whatever his name is call out Nate Diaz after the fight. I thought that would be huge. That'd be awesome.
That's crazy. What I didn't realize with him, that's his 9th win in a row.
Yeah.
Like quietly 9 in a row. Like he's just, they line him up, he knocks him down.
Quickly too.
Impressive, yeah.
Just like Khabib, man. It's similar styles, right? Whatever it is, I don't know what kind of training they do there with those grapplers.
Yeah, and like you're saying about Diaz, I think that would be great in terms of the name, but I think he'd wipe the floor. I think he would just take him down, and like Diaz has got a good ground game in that, but I don't think he could handle being mauled by him for.
I would say, I mean, I know what you're saying. I don't think that Diaz has a chance really in the fight, but I would say I like to see it because I know that Diaz has he's got the cardio. So like maybe in a 5-round fight and see how it goes. Can he take that pressure for 5 rounds? I mean, shit, I've seen Nate Diaz get his ass kicked for 5 rounds and still come out.
True, and that's the kind of name he needs to get to that upper echelon to get to the title too.
Exactly.
But yeah, and even the co-main there, I think Yan did exactly what he needed to do. We kind of called that. That was a good fight though.
It was a good fight, but you saw Peter. He's just on a sort of another level. In my mind, he's the champ of that division, and I don't. And now it
sets it up, like we said, right? When Sterling's healthy,
have that Sterling, rematch. I don't think Sterling has a chance against this guy. I mean, this guy is just absolutely dominating this division right now. Yeah. He's always moving forward, always wants to bang. I mean, I think that this division's it's going to be his for a while.
Yeah, no, I would agree there. He looked really good, and you think he'll just because he was winning that fight against Sterling before the illegal, was it knee or kick there or whatever?
Illegal knee.
Sterling was down. Right? Do you think Sterling's got a shot after seeing what he brought in the first fight?
No.
No?
I don't think he has a shot at all. Like I said last week, I think that Peter Yan's willing to die in the octagon you got to kill the guy to beat him. I don't think he's going to lose. He was not losing to Sterling the last time. He was absolutely dominating him. Yeah, and it was all him and his demons that it was a mistake that lost him that fight. And it was like a 1 in a million chance that ever happening. I don't think it's going to happen again. I highly doubt. And even I don't even think I could give Sterling a puncher's chance. I think he might land a big punch, but he's not going to knock him out.
Yeah, those guys. Yeah, it's tough to knock that weight class out. Those guys. Let's get to the big one, to the upset of the year.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? Like I don't think anyone picked that Glover Teixeira will finish Blachowicz in the I think it was the second round.
Second round, yeah.
Oh my God, like
42 years old.
I was gonna say, wasn't he? He's 42 years old, right?
42 years old. He last fought for the title in 2014. That's a long time ago. Like that, he was up in that category of getting a title shot. So credit to him, man, for battling and staying in the mix long enough to get another title shot. And he definitely capitalized on that opportunity. Unbelievable.
Absolutely. Like I think, if these two fight 9 times out of 10, Blachowicz wins this fight. Like I can't believe. So I don't know. So what happens next? So do you give Blachowicz the rematch right away? I know that Adesanya has got to be licking the chops to get in there and fight.
I don't think you give him the immediate rematch. I think it wasn't close.
You got finished in the second round,
and even the first round, like he pressured Teixeira pressured him pretty good. Mm-hmm. I think he took him down once, and he brought the fight to him, which I think caught Blachowicz off guard. Like I don't know what he expected, but Teixeira didn't waste any time, man. He went for that belt and he got it. Impressive.
Absolutely. I mean, I don't see him being a champion for a long time. I don't see him holding that belt for a while. But that division sort of seems to be a little bit in shambles. I mean,
Since Jones
crazy.
vacated the belt, it's kind of been in limbo. Like,
Yeah, and
this
Jones
weird
doesn't seem
space.
to want to come back and take that belt. He wants to. It looks like he wants to go heavyweight. So
Yeah.
it's kind of it's up in the air. Like to me, I mean, and I'm just a fight fan, and I love these multi-weight champions, and I want to see Adesanya come in there and take it again, give the guy another shot. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, I think he'd come up
he'll
and
beat
he wouldn't
Glover
miss that. Yeah.
9 times out of 10. I think Adesanya
He
wins that
wouldn't
fight.
miss that second opportunity to move up and get a title shot. But does the UFC want to do that? I don't know. Like who would be next in line at light heavyweight, like for Teixeira, if they didn't give Blachowicz an immediate rematch, right? Like there's not like, it's not an obvious answer.
Yeah,
there's so many guys out there. Like it's just a weird time for that division. It is funny though. I followed John Jones on Twitter or whatever. He was going off after the fight. Really happy for Teixeira actually. Because there was some talk, there was some back and forth between Blachowicz and him. And Jones was kind of saying like, don't worry about me, worry about the opponent in front of you. And clearly you did not.
Yeah.
Because you just lost your title. But yeah, no, fun card overall. It was cool that it was not pay-per-view as well. For a change. Surprising. Like we said.
You like that
Dana.
11 a.m. start?
No, I actually didn't enjoy the 11 a.m. I thought I would, but I had.
Well, you couldn't get up in time. That's the problem.
No,
right?
I had stuff to do that day, and it just didn't really get a chance. Like I watched some of the recording, and I caught all the highlights and everything. But yeah, no, it wasn't a good time for me that Saturday. I prefer standard 7 p.m. West Coast starts.
Yeah, for sure. Well, guess what, Ty? You
great segue, huh?
You are in luck, my friend, because this Saturday we have from Madison Square Gardens in New York a stacked card, UFC 268, Usman versus Covington 2. And like I said, it's at Madison Square Garden. This is the normal start time, 7 p.m. This is definitely a pay-per-view event, because this card is one of the best cards I've seen in a long time. We'll break down the main card for you guys. So we're starting off the night with Frankie Edgar versus Marlon Chito Vera. So, I mean, what a way to start off a main event, our main card. You have Frankie Edgar, who's basically, to me, he reminds me of Rocky Balboa. He's all heart, great head movement. I mean, tell me I'm wrong, man.
Can take a punch, never out of a fight.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I mean, only time he got knocked out with that flying knee by in his last fight, but I mean, he's obviously in the end of his Hall of Fame career.
He's taken a few shots in his career for sure, man. He's had those chin tested many times.
He's been in some brawls. He's 1-2 in his last 3 fights. Like I said, he's sort of like, in the twilight of his career, he's kind of moving out, where Chito's sort of moving up.
Yeah, he's kind of like the gate. We always talk about it. He's like the gatekeeper for that division, kind of, right?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
For these up and comers to get that big name, that big win to move up towards getting a title shot. So yeah.
Yeah, and so we have Chito, who just defeated the Sugar Show, knocked him out. The Sugar Show will not admit that ever happened, by the way.
Yeah.
But he's a lot taller. He's longer than Frankie Edgar. He's got to keep Edgar on the outside, break him down, chop him down. That's what he's got to do to win this fight. I think he does it. I think Chito takes this fight by a decision. I don't see Frankie Edgar getting knocked out, but I don't see Frankie Edgar winning it either. So I'm going to go with Marlon Chito Vera to win this fight by a decision. Oh, and the odds are, you got Frankie Edgar at a +140 and Chito is a -170.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty surprised when I saw the odds. Like, I guess it is because it's Frankie Edgar. Like you said, kind of the Rocky Balboa, never out of a fight, but I thought Vera would have been more like heavily favored. Not like crazy, but kind of like a -300 or something like that. But
yeah, I think you can't really count Frankie out ever. You know what I mean? You never know with this guy. I mean, he's always come back. He's fought some crazy names. Like he's fought BJ Penn. He's
oh yeah, he's gone through. He's gone down the list of a lot of like legendary fighters in that division for sure.
For sure. So, anyways, I can't wait to see that fight. The next fight we have on this card, we have Shane Burgos versus Billy Quarantilo. And Shane Burgos, he is the minus 200 favorite versus Quarantilo, who is a plus 160. Burgos is 13-3. He's never lost back-to-back fights. If you guys don't remember who he is, he's that guy that fought Barboza in May, and he caught a 1-2, and then he looked like he was fine, and then he sort of like delayed reaction, sort of stumbled backwards and knocked himself out. I was like, what the hell? So that's who Burgos is in this fight, and you know, he's fighting. You know, he's a great boxer. He's kind of a wild fighter. You know, like Burgos, Quarantilo has a high output with strikes. It looks like it's a good fight. I don't see. I mean, the only reason why I'm going to take Burgos in this fight just because I think he wants to bounce back from that. It's kind of embarrassing. I would say so he's got to be somewhat embarrassed.
Yeah. What do you say about back to back? He hasn't lost back to back fights.
He has not lost back to back fights ever. And so yeah, I'm going to go with Burgos in this fight. I'm thinking he's going to take it by KO. He's going to finish it within the distance.
Nice. Yeah, I don't know a ton about this Quarantilo guy. Do you know who he fought last?
I do not know who he fought last.
Yeah, I know. I was just saying I don't know a ton about him, but let me look it up. Get into the next fight here.
Yeah, so the next fight is actually the fight that I'm looking forward to the most on this card.
Yeah, this could be a main event on a lot of cards.
Yeah,
right?
well, all the next three fights definitely are main events on any card. We have Justin Gaichi versus Michael Chandler. So Justin Gaichi, you know, his career has been like a highlight reel. He's you know, he's 22-3 with 20 stoppages, 19 KOs. You know, he's got fight of the night bonuses. It's ridiculous. You have Michael Chandler, who's just come to the UFC. He was the Bellator champion. He lost his last fight to the current champion and Carlos Oliveira, and he got knocked out in the second round. A fight that he was winning in the first round, but he just got caught. Mm-hmm. These guys don't like each other, and they've been pumping this fight up for the last few months. Anyways, both got big power. I mean, they both can end these fights. You got to give the grappling edge to Chandler. However, Gaethje's tough to take down. I mean, although
showed that
in Gaethje's last fight, he lost to Khabib, who obviously took him down. I mean, like,
but Khabib's a different animal.
Yeah, man. Exactly. It's a different game. Yeah. But Gaichi comes in this fight a minus 210 favorite over Michael Chandler, who's a plus 170. It's a tough one to call. For me, I think that it can go either way, but I'm going to go with, I think, experience and just toughness and just from me watching fighters and both these guys fight. Yeah. I'm going with Gaichi in this fight, and I'm going with Gaichi to win it by a decision. I don't think it's going to be. I don't think they're going to.
You think these guys are going to go the distance, huh?
I think they are.
I think somebody's getting knocked out, man.
I think so. I know.
Someone's getting knocked out.
It's a tough one to call. I'd either go Gaichi decision or Gaichi knockout. That's what I would say in this fight. But that's who I'm going with. It could go either way, though. I think the value bets with Chandler.
That's what I was going to say. I think, Gaichi, the experience, and just, he had Chandler got rocked so bad in that Oliveira fight, which shocked me. Like, I was surprised. I thought he was a tank. I
thought he was going to be the champion for sure.
Same. For sure. That being said, just based on the value, I won't place a crazy big bet on it or anything, but I'm probably going to go with Chandler at those odds because I think it could go either way, and I think it'll end in a knockout. Like, I'd be shocked if it went to a decision. But I just looked up our boy there, Quarantilo. He fought Gabriel Benitez last. Haven't heard of him, but I just looked back and he's won 4 fights in a row. 2 out of the 4 by knockouts. So,
okay.
But yeah. That brings us to the co-main event.
It is the women's strawweight championship, and we have the rematch: Rose Namajunas versus Zheng Li. And we remember the first fight that they had. Rose became the champion. I think 90 seconds into the fight with a head kick, dropped her, done.
Yeah.
That was it. And, I love Rose. I'm a huge fan of Thug Rose. I'm also a huge fan of Wiley. So, it's a tough one to pick. The odds on this fight, it is a coin flip. They're both minus 115 each. So which way is it going to go? Right. Rose is very well rounded. She's got great stand up. She's got great, ground game. She's got the heart of a lion. She wants to be champion. She wants to win. Weili has huge power. She's only lost two fights in MMA. One being to Rose their last fight. It's a tough one to call, but I'm going to go with Rose via decision in this one.
Okay, this might change your mind on your pick. So after her last fight, Rose has been she's a fan favorite, a favorite of mine. She's fun to watch. Always pulling for her. So we had a few beers the last time we watched her win, and it was such an emotional win. It made me go out and buy a Thug Rose UFC signed glove, Mike. Here it is right here.
Oh my God.
This, Govik, since you like to ask how much things were, this was like $50 on an auction I won. I was really happy about it. So I don't know if you want to change. I don't know if you want to change your pick, Mike.
I definitely don't.
After seeing
I'll tell you why. Because Rose beat Joanna Jędrzejczyk for the title.
Yeah.
Right? Everyone thought that Jędrzejczyk was going to win that fight. She comes back. They do the rematch exactly how this happened. They gave her an immediate rematch. She came out, finished her again.
That's true.
I think she's going to be better. She's going to be better than she was last time out there.
I don't know.
Rose takes this fight.
I'm betting on Rose, and I'm betting with my heart there. I think it is going to be a close fight. For some reason, I think the smart bet would be on Weili. I don't know why. Just because of how good she looked prior to that last fight where Rose caught her. But yeah, I think it's going to be a close fight. I also think it'll be a decision, and I'm hoping Rose pulls it off.
Just remember this: Weili never finished Jędrzejczyk. Rose did.
That's true.
Oh, she left Joanna looking like a fucking alien. But
yeah, man. Go back. Do you remember that? You see those
yes. That was the craziest thing I've ever seen.
She should have retired after that, man. That poor girl.
I haven't seen Joanna since then. Have you?
No, I don't think she's probably still recovering.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah,
the swelling hasn't gone down yet.
Jesus.
But I'm going with Rose. I'm going with Rose via decision. Hope she wins it.
Me too. Me too. I'm
Come on,
that train
Thug.
as well.
Yeah. So the main event of the evening, we have Camaro Usman versus Colby Covington, the rematch for the welterweight championship of the world. Now, they have fought before, obviously, in the first fight. I don't know if you guys remember it. It was a really close fight going into the fifth round. It was basically whoever won the fifth round was going to win that fight. It was back and forth. It was a brawl. And obviously, Usman was able to capitalize, and he caught him and knocked him out in the fifth round. Usman, he's probably one of the best welterweights of all time, arguably the best of all time. He's on 18 fight win streak, which is ridiculous. Colby has a relentless pace. I mean, it's a tough one to call. So Usman comes in at a minus 310, and Colby comes in at a plus 240.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go I just feel like weird things have been happening these days. And I think that Usman's sort of run is going to come to an end. I didn't like how Usman looked against Jorge Masvidal on both of his fights, even when he knocked him out. So I'm going to go with Colby Covington to win this fight via decision. I think it's going to go the distance, and I think he's going to pull it off. That's how I see him winning this fight. What do you think, Tom?
Wow, man, that's a bold pick there.
I didn't like how he looked specifically in the first fight.
There's some bad blood with these guys too, right?
Oh yeah, they don't like each other.
Yeah. Well, I think Usman's going to learn a few things. I know he didn't look great in his last fight, but I think he learned some things in that fight, his first fight with Covington. I think he's going to dominate him. I think he's going to take him down, and I think he's going to dominate. I don't think he'll finish him. I'm going to agree with the decision, but I'm going with the champ. Probably the odds are not great. I don't like that aspect of it, but I'll probably throw him in a parlay. Probably in a parlay with something like the Marlon Vera, maybe even the Burgos, something like that. To keep the other two fights separate. But yeah, no, I don't know. That is a bold pick, and hopefully some good money there on those
Teixeira
odds.
is the light heavyweight champion of the world, man.
True, like you said, some weird shit's been happening.
Exactly.
I get it. It's a good pick. But no,
well, that's it. That's UFC 268 this Saturday night on pay-per-view. We are pumped. Can't wait for it. And yeah, get your bets in there, boys and girls.
All right. Well, that was our show for the evening, episode 34. Glad you were all with us on this episode. And great win for the Canucks tonight. Once again, first home win of the season. More to come, hopefully. For the West Coast Sports Junkies, I am Chris. That is Ty, and that is Mike, and we are signing off. Adios.